Godzilla Minus One is the 37th film, now spanning nearly 70 years since the original, and I can confidently say that this is my favorite Godzilla film ever made. Post-war Japan is at its lowest when a new crisis emerges in the form of a giant monster baptized in the horrific power of the atomic bomb. The majority of this video will be spoiler-free, with the only spoilers being in the final thoughts portion at the end. Coming from Matsumoto Nagano, Japan, Takashi Yamazaki takes up the mantle of directing the 37th Godzilla film ever released, and I'm here to tell you that he nails every single bit of it. Yamazaki knew exactly what he wanted from this film, and honestly, from a directing standpoint, I have literally zero complaints. Moving into our cast and our characters, I think everyone in this film, and I mean literally everyone, is nearly perfect. There's a couple lines of dialogue, maybe 5, no more than 5, that are a little bit played up, a little bit over the top. At the same time, I think they're supposed to be over the top to kind of lighten the mood, because this is one of the darker Godzilla films. Our lead, Shikishima, played by Ryonosuke Kamiki, is phenomenal, and I was absolutely locked into his performance for the entire runtime. And as for all of our supporting cast, they truly are amazing, and the characters they play are extremely entertaining, even if we've seen some types of these characters in other films. Now is a good time to talk about our characters within the story itself, and how for once in a very, very long time, our characters matter, and we actually care about them. This story takes us on the absolute definition of what a journey should be, following post-war Japan, trauma from that war, as well as one of the weirdest makeshift families I've seen in film. And if you've seen the film, you'll understand why I say makeshift weird families, because it is a weird, it's a weird situation that they make work so extremely well. It truly has one of the most unique family situations that I think I've personally ever seen on film, but it's also played out super simple. And on top of this, all of these ideas are explored in the middle of Godzilla just it up. Another great element of the story are the reveals throughout. You as the audience are placed into certain scenes where you're not sure why they started the way that they did, or where this character's coming from, blah, 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 blah. Different things that you can't quite tell where they're going, why they're going, whatever it is. And you as an audience member find certain things out as the story goes, but they're not spoon-feeding you. It's, if you're paying attention, if you're being a good audience member, you will get everything that you need to from this film. Moving on to the visuals, can we talk about how this film is nearly 5 times smaller of a budget compared to like all blockbusters released this year? And it looks better than most of them. The cityscapes of Japan look gorgeous. A large portion of the film takes place in water, and all of the water looks insane. The water simulations are fantastic, and I believe I heard that they used 500 terabytes just for the water simulations. That is a lot of storage just for the water being used in this film. As for Godzilla himself, he looks truly insane. The design as well as the effects are truly mesmerizing. The red eyes are mean and lively, the scaly skin, the teeth, and the atomic breath. You can't forget about the atomic breath. Godzilla Minus One has the single coolest atomic breath moment in Godzilla history. End of story. Moving on to the score. The score, are you f***ing kidding me? It is perfect. The Godzilla theme, like, it is just gnarly. Every time it played, I was like tapping my feet. It just feels badass. This reminds me of like the first time that I listened to The Used back in like 2008. I don't know why that's the only comparison I could think of, but it just felt badass. Aside from the traditional Godzilla theme, the rest of the score is truly epic, and it's about as epic can get. It is insane. It made me just so appreciative of good sound design, good scores for something like a monster movie. Like, just when you have a good score, it truly does elevate your film. And they always say, if you have bad video, that's fine, but if you have shitty audio, people just, they don't like it. This is not that. It's got some of the best audio ever. And Godzilla's roar, it's phenomenal. And all they did was re-record the original Godzilla roar through loudspeakers. That's all they did. And it's amazing. I would even go as far as to say that this score fits in my top 5 scores of 2023 for me personally. Alright, moving on to the final thoughts and some spoilers. Not much, but enough that I would say avoid this section if you have not seen the film. I'm so happy that I saw this film in theaters, and I'm even more happy that I saw it in IMAX. I've seen the film once now. I will definitely be seeing it a second time and probably a third time in theaters because it is just that good. And as cliche as it might seem, this film reminded me what a movie theater experience should be like. It should be an escape that brings you out of your own reality, into another world, and by the end of it, hopefully you can find yourself connecting in some way. Godzilla Minus One really delivers everything I want in a monster movie and more. I said it before, but this is my favorite Godzilla film ever made, as well as my favorite Godzilla has ever looked. Now into spoilers, we can talk about our makeshift family that we follow throughout the film's runtime. That is, until Noriko is wiped out by the shockwave of Godzilla's atomic breath. Bringing it back, we have Shikishima, who arrives home after war. He ends up taking in a woman named Noriko, who is taking care of a baby that's not hers. This is our makeshift family. You've got a man and a woman who are not related, who are not married. They end up living together, and then they have a baby that is not theirs that they are taking care of. We follow them as they're trying to rebuild their lives, and then halfway through, you see that Noriko is wiped away by the shockwave of Godzilla's atomic breath. You, as the audience, are made to believe that she is totally dead because, well, why wouldn't she be? We see no body, and the rest of the area is just dust and rubble, like it's just demolished. So it's very clear that, oh yeah, she was dead, and that really leans into making the ending reveal really work. Another fast forward to the end of the film where Noriko is revealed to be alive and recovering in the hospital. She also has some sort of symbiotic-like infection growing inside of her neck. This is very obviously teasing that Godzilla's atomic breath is going to have some sort of radiation mutation effect on humans. This is something I'd never seen in a Godzilla film, and that's exactly why I loved it. Have we seen some sort of infection being teased in the ends of other films? Absolutely yes. Have we seen it been done in a Godzilla before? No. Did I expect it? Hell no. Even if they were to drop the ball on the next Godzilla film and where this infection mutation goes, I still really will love Godzilla Minus One for the calculated risks that they take in a fairly simple story. But that's it, everybody. Those are my thoughts on Godzilla Minus One. This is seriously one of my favorite films of the year. There's a reason why I have the poster hanging up on my wall. I got two of the posters just because I love this movie, and I can't wait to purchase it. I can't wait to see it again in theaters. Let me know what you guys think of Godzilla Minus One down in the comments below, as well as your top 3 Godzilla films. I'm curious. Let me know down in the comments below. My name is Carter Scotland Allen, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.